KMC here. Today, I got to sit down with my dear friend Keisha D. Those of you who are from Palm Springs, it's just a name that brings a smile to all of our faces when we hear that we're going to see or hear Keisha D. I had an opportunity to just sit down and chat with her. We've performed together with Desert Winds Freedom Band, with Modern Men. She's been a guest artist at so many benefits uh, and events that it was hard not to see her when I first moved here. She was everywhere, and she still is, and she's had a rough couple of years, but she is out there. She is stronger than ever, and she's doing her best. And it was great to hear some of her backstory and how she got to be where she is today in Palm Springs. So I hope you enjoy it. So please get yourself something to drink and enjoy Miss Keisha D. Hey everybody, here she is, my friend Keisha D. Welcome. Do you got something to drink, honey? Do you have anything there? Oh, yeah. Cheers. Good morning. We're in the morning right now. So
you know I love you because you know I don't even know what happens at 10 a.m., 9,
yeah.
10. No.
You are so sweet. And I would have bumped my other one for you later if you
I'm
had.
kidding. This is cool. This is so awesome.
I appreciate the opportunity to sit and talk with you. You and I I've been here for about eight and a half years now. And I can't remember the first time I met you, but I do know that when I first moved here, my husband and I came from theater, and I did cabaret, and I just was like, look at all this talent. And I'm like, well, there's that girl's name again. There's that girl's name again. And I was like, she is everywhere. And you and like Charles Herrera, when I first got here, I'd be like, you guys were just everywhere. And then I got to know both of you, and I understand now why you were everywhere because of your great talent. And then you and I have been able to share the stage with Desert Winds, which I play for, and you come in and sing with the band, and you sing with the jazz band, and we've just been able to do that. And you and I have shared the stage with Modern Men.
Modern Men, yeah. I was gonna say, didn't we do Modern Men? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a great, interesting experience for me to meet you and to absolutely just share my love for you right now, to tell you that it's a joy.
Thank you.
Joy. So tell me, where did the love for singing start?
Oh, wow. Gosh, I was very young. We discovered back in like junior high school that I could sing. And I was little, I was like 5 and 6 and was singing, and my parents kind of knew, but by the time junior high came and I was really singing full on, they were like, wow. And I was like, I really love this. I love what I'm doing. And it was really interesting because one of the first things I went out for was a role in one of the plays. And are you familiar? I don't know if you're real familiar with the Bible or whatever, but Esther in the Bible.
Yeah.
Do we know what Esther looks like? No. Do we know what anybody in the Bible looks like? No. So I told my mom and dad, I'm going to go out for this lead role. I learned all the music. I sang my heart out, and the teacher's like, oh, wow, you really have a beautiful voice. So I went home and told my parents, I know I got this role. This is my first role. I know I got it. I watched all the other auditions. I really nailed it. And she says, you know, sweetheart, this is the teacher. We really would have loved to give you the role, but you just don't look the part. So we're gonna allow you to become the chorus, but your voice is amazing. Keep working on that. I was mad. I was hurt. That point in my life, I didn't even realize like race and color and these things really exist. I was kind of
That's
a level of happiness. And I said to my parents, well, what does Esther look like? Like I never thought of that. My parents were like, sweetie, that's not what's happening here. Let me explain.
Oh.
And that was my first encounter. And I said, I'm never going to sing again.
Oh.
I did. I was like, I don't want to do this. This is the way people are. I mean, I don't want to do it. My parents said, yes, you are going to sing. Yes, you're going to keep going, and don't ever stop.
So this was junior high, you said? Is that right? Did you say?
Yeah. Yeah. It was like seventh grade,
Yeah,
seventh,
yeah,
eighth grade.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
that, so you,
Yeah. I'll
so
never forget her, Miss Miss Materis.
yes, I hope she's
You're out
watching.
there.
I hope she's watching because, boy, oh
Yeah.
boy.
It,
Uh,
it was a eye-opening experience, but you know what? I didn't stop, and my mom and dad continued to find things for me to do. And I grew up in the church, so I sang a lot with the church,
oh, I'm sure.
and we did a lot of touring, and it just went from there, climbing.
How many were in your family, and where do you fall?
So I'm 13 years older than my sister. So I was the only child and the only grandchild in the whole family. I came from a big family with aunties and uncles. They all adored me. I would sing and dance for them and dress up and come out and do all these shows because it was me. So I had a great time. And then my sister came along.
13 years later, though, I mean, you were,
I had a good run.
yeah, you were the princess for so long. And well, I don't know what that's like. I'm a middle child, but I do know,
Yes.
I do know my sister, who was the only girl in our family, and she was a princess, and
She's a princess.
she still
Yes.
is, honey. She still is.
Yes.
So was your sister musical like you?
Not really. Well, she did play piano for many, many,
Oh
many, many
wow,
years.
wow,
She
wow, wow.
doesn't sing, but she plays them beautiful. She took piano lessons and she plays piano really well. She's now a doctor, and she lives in Sacramento with 3 children.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have 2 separate lives. I have grown children. My kids are 35, 30, and 27, and her kids are like 13,
Oh yeah.
11, and 8 or something like that. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Oh. Do you get to see her much?
Not really. We kind of FaceTime here and there and
Oh, that's good.
whatnot, but
That's good.
it's hard because she has a practice, and so she's super busy, and her husband's a district attorney, so they're like hustle bustle, and then all 3 kids do some kind of sports or dance or
Well,
this or that.
so you went then, you got into high school. Did you do like musicals there? Did you?
Then I got into high school, and it was, yeah, I started auditioning for community theater. And of course, in high school, I was in several musical groups. One was called Hilltop Faith, and that was a touring group. So every summer we got to tour all through Canada. And we'd start in California and Washington and Oregon and New York and I think Connecticut. And I mean, we went I've toured all over the US.
You're on the road. I mean, you were on the road at a very early age.
At a very early age.
Wow.
Mhm.
And
So,
but your path did not stay with music as a career. Am I correct with that?
well, my parents and my grandparents have always said that you should always have something else. So I was in
Yeah.
college and I went to school and I got my degree. And my grandfather is in real estate. He was a commercial real estate investor and did really well. And I watched him develop. And then I decided I really actually enjoyed that. So for about 25 years, I did real estate.
And
And I toured and did opera and I did it all.
so
Had children,
you were still doing everything.
everything. Even with the babies. The babies would go on tour.
Oh,
I had kids, I had 2 kids doing opera, have them in the backstage
yeah.
in a little bassinetti thing of those little gym things
Yeah.
playing. So you guys sit here. I'm in full costume. Mommy's gonna go out there and sing.
That's
And one of the younger kids would say, "Oh, I got her. I'll watch them." Okay, thanks, sweetie.
that's sweet.
I'll be out in 10 minutes. My role here is I go out, sing la 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 la, and come back out and
And
deal with the kids. Yeah,
you loved all that, didn't you? I mean, you just had to have loved it all.
I loved it, and the kids loved it. They grew
Yeah.
up being backstage with all the hustle and bustle, so they get it.
That's great. Now, so then you went into real estate, but you were doing all of this other thing, which was your big passion, I'm assuming, that
Right.
performing, it was in your blood,
Always.
obviously.
Always.
Did your parents perform? Were they?
Yes, I sang with my mother.
Ah,
We were a duo act for many, many years.
oh,
And I had the pleasure of actually working on the mission field with my mom and dad. And my dad was a minister. And so it was a full, all of us ministering to people and helping communities build churches or build hospital or not hospitals, but the emergency centers, little
yeah,
clinics,
yeah.
things like that.
And it, that's
So
such a,
I learned very young that I was when I was 16 and we went to St. Lucia, and I remember getting off the plane, and it's a beautiful, beautiful island of, amazing, amazing.
yeah,
And then you leave the resort area, that's not where you're staying.
right.
And we went and stayed in huts in the village, and we learned, and
Um,
I met teenagers just like me that were living in single family huts that with all their family. And then I knew I could go back to the US, and I had a beautiful bedroom all to myself, my own bath, swimming pool in the backyard, clothing. I had it all. And I realized coming back, this is a blessing, this
yeah.
is not something that everybody, how they grow up. So I've always been very thankful for my life and for what I had and
And
what my parents provided for me.
it obviously held something inside of you, because to this day you're still doing the
It
same
really
thing.
did. It
And
changed my life.
I recently saw a couple videos you had posted on your page, uh,
Mm.
where I call you the good deed doer, but I mean you had some things recently where
Oh
and
my
I,
gosh.
I where how far you went with those situations that you talked about, I thought was quite
What are you
remarkable.
gonna do?
And you you know but again, you are a person who you were working that night, right? I mean, on those things, you had already just done a show, you were probably dead tired. and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but it,
We
it
wanted to
showed
go home, but
it showed your
you can't.
compassion. It showed your compassion, and it didn't surprise me, but I was touched by it, because
Yeah.
it takes a real good person to, after you've done your show and stuff like that. uh,
Well, the rant really wasn't for about me. The rant was more saying, listen, y'all, stop drinking and driving.
be responsible, yeah.
Stop going out there and doing that, because people's family members are out there on the street, and people were walking by this poor man laughing, giggling about it, and going, oh, he's so drunk. Look at him. And I said, yeah, it was comical. But then I realized, oh, wait, you're just laughing and walking away. Well, wait a minute. Wait, sir,
Yeah.
or do you know where you're going? And he's going, I can't find my car, which, by the way, is the lights were lighting up like this.
So
And
yeah.
I said, oh, you can't find your car? I said, it's probably not in this lot. And he goes, yeah, I don't know. And I'm watching the lights going, I hope he doesn't see the lights. And I told him, he said, well, who are you? I said, well, I'm an angel. And he goes, really? And I said, okay, he's going with this because he's drunk, so he does not thinking. I said, yeah, I'm an angel. And if you give me your keys, I'll show you where your car is.
And then you took him home. You took him home.
I drove him home in his own car. I said, I need your driver's license. I said, give me your driver's license. He says, are you giving it to the police?
Oh.
I said, no, I just need to know where you live. Give me your address. And he couldn't give me his address. So I'm looking at his driver's license. I say, Siri, blah, 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 blah. And off we go. And Dan's following me in the back, following me. I said, just follow me. I don't know where I'm going. Just follow. He says, okay. And off we go. And I get him to his gate. And I just say, once I make sure his key really was his house, I said, bye-bye. I said, you won't remember tomorrow. So just go get in the house.
It's you, and really, like you said, angel, you saved a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people could have been hurt by that. And did you
I had just seen.
and then you eventually go out and then have like a meal or something to be like, after a show, did you guys just hang out and just be like, God, this?
No, when I get done with the show, I am like, let's go home as soon as possible. Can you turn the fan off on there? Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah. Normally we just try to go home.
Yeah. Well, performing, you get all jazzed up, and then when it's over, I most likely are like, yeah, I'm like,
You know it. Yeah.
in my earlier days, I would say, oh yeah, let's go out party. We're gonna have a great time, But now it's like I'm old. I want to just chill. But but that's great. Hey, I wanted to go back and ask you, did you study music at all? Did you?
Yeah, I went to school. I went to Azusa Pacific University on a full music scholarship. And then I went back and I graduated from Azusa. And then I went back to Cal Baptist University to study, and I studied opera and did musical theater there as well.
Now, did you read music? Oh, look at that.
Wow. I should have put that on the things we don't want to talk about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
I'm kidding. No, you know what? I don't. And the funny part is that here I was in music class. I could sing opera. I could sing anything you put in front of me.
Yeah.
And I would try to go and do the music theory, epic fail. Every course. I had a tutor, and one teacher finally said, I honestly think you might be a little dyslexic when it comes to looking at this format. And I would say, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like I could sing you the notes. I could tell you what the note is in my head. Like if you hit it on the piano, oh, that's a C middle C. Oh, that's B flat. Oh, I could do that. But I couldn't write it out. I can't write it out. And then it's on the paper. All of a sudden it just looks like Greek.
Well, many great singers don't read music. Streisand, Garland, they didn't read, and they didn't have to, and neither did you. I mean, I think because when we performed, I've noticed I'm like, she's just looking at lyrics.
Yeah,
she's just looking at lyrics, and that's a talent. That's not a cut to anyone who can't.
No, I know. I don't think it's a cut. No, not at all.
Please know that I find it amazing.
It's just funny.
Well, it's a great little side note. But again, to me, that's a credit to your talent and
thanks.
And
yeah,
your ability to perform.
Believe it.
It's
they kept going. You can't sing like that and fail theory. What is your problem? I'm like, I'm trying.
Well, you can write your own theory, is what I say. You can teach people how to do what you do. But the great thing I noticed with working with you too is you don't get. For me, I don't notice you getting thrown by something. And I always say, you just perform through it. You work it out. If a lyric flies out of your head, I mean, and some people get really stumped by that, but you just keep going. You just
it's okay.
I really enjoy. Oh, you hot there, baby? You getting a flash?
I get the.
Okay.
I gotta have my coffee, and yet the hot flashes come.
I'm with you. So.
Part of being a girl.
Well, and you're a pretty one too, so
Ooh, the hot flashes, boy! I tell you what, 50 after hitting 50, it was like, what's happening? Why am I on fire for no reason at all?
Well,
fire.
You are stunning. Now, I want to jump to another subject that I just.
Okay.
Where do you keep all of your dresses, hats, shoes, hair? Where
okay, so I used to live in a house. My other house, I lived at 7 Lakes for 10 years, and that was like a big old house. I had 3 bedrooms. Every room had my own clothes in the house. But I have downsized, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I have a lot of shoes that I over just before COVID, I sold about 100 pair because I was sick. You know how when I was getting sick and I wasn't wearing the heels anymore.
Yeah.
And I really, honestly, I sold a lot of things because I didn't think I was coming back, and so I was trying to get rid of things and trying to make sure I didn't leave a lot of muck for my kids to have to go through. And that's honest, that's just the reality of what happened. And so in the garage, there's probably about another 100 pair of shoes. And then I have shoes on the inside, maybe 50 pair on the inside. And then there's just dresses everywhere.
I when I did one of my chats with Brian Wanzek,
Oh,
Bella
yes.
DeBall, I said I wish that we could just take a camera and just go and look, because I said that would be a good fundraiser. You know, win a trip just to go through your closet. You are on that
I
list too, honey. You are on
I'm
that.
telling you, I know I have so many gowns and uh, wigs and hat. Oh my God, I have hats up the wall of Mizzou. But you know what? When you're doing what I do, and it's a little different. I know a lot of people, they do a show and they just kind of they stay in their
Yeah.
lane. But I love dressing up and I love changing clothes. And maybe if I have a show that allows me to maybe take a quick break and do a costume change, I love to change dresses. It's just fun.
It's well, but really, you have so many. I mean, I've seen
And
you in.
people enjoy it. And that's why I do it. I do it because people actually say that was fun, or that made my day, or that really was fun to watch, or I'm so glad you did. And so when I first started doing that, and I first started doing the drag shows, I took a
Yeah,
little flack from, I guess, just singers, like, oh, why are you doing those shows? Or why are you doing that? And I thought, because it's entertainment and I love to entertain and I'm singing live. And yes, it's 4 costume changes, but what a ride.
and those are real. I think those are really fun. Sometimes I go there to see who's doing the singing. I love the drag shows, and
Yeah.
but you know, you're like, oh, you know, Keisha's going to be singing there tonight, so let's go. Or I
So
know
let's go.
Charles
Yeah.
or Brian.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I was like,
And
oh,
it's an art form, the drag community in itself, that's an art form that, you know what, you can't, uh, if people only knew, they
yeah,
think it's
oh,
so simple, or it is. I'm back there with those guys,
yeah,
and it takes them hours. It takes me 15 minutes because I already have feminine face, a girl face.
yeah,
They take them 2 hours to contour all that and make it look a
yeah,
certain way. I might,
yeah.
I'm like,
I'm amazed. Like Marina Mack,
oh,
the depth of that detail to
oh, the
get it,
detailing,
and then have to, you know, change and be not totally
whole
reboot, but
different
adapt.
character.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
it's a total art form that is so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Tell me about you've done you've done theater. What are some of the roles you have played that
Ooh,
you love? Tell me about.
that's my favorite.
Oh,
So let's see, I've been Motormouth Maybelle for
oh,
Hairspray so many times. I played the fairy godmother for Cinderella, Muzzy in Thoroughly Modern Millie. Ooh, my favorite, which is the Acid Queen for Tommy. That was rich.
I did not get to see that in person. My husband did. You were fantastic, he said. So,
And the funny thing is, I only had one number,
right.
but boy, was that just so much fun playing that evil woman.
That's well, it's a great role. I mean, it's a great.
And then what's the one? I can't remember. I said evil woman and made me remember it. Evil woman. Xanadu. I was in
Oh,
Xanadu. Uh-huh.
yeah.
So yeah, we've done some fabulous
I I'd love to see you in Dreamgirls. You can play absolutely every role.
I'd
I
love
think.
to do Dream Girls.
Oh,
Out here in the desert, I used to get so angry with the theater companies because there were, again, just like going back to junior high,
yeah.
where are the roles for me?
Mhm.
Where are the roles that were for girls that look like me? And for a hot second there, I really got mad at Palm Canyon Theater. I can say it out loud because they know nothing.
Right.
Because this is just from my heart. This is the truth, y'all. I don't, whatever. I got upset a little bit and I went to them and I said, I'm a little upset. I go, how come all these roles, you just typecast? And I don't want to be a slave. Every time you need a Black person, you call me. And I love that. And I don't mind that. But if you're only going to call me to be a slave in one of your productions, don't call me anymore. I'm not going to be a slave every time. I don't mind playing those roles because they're important. But no, I can do other things. And for a while there, I kind of just kept saying, I'm not. And now it's starting to, and then it was starting to come back. And that was when she's like, well, would you like to do the fairy godmother? Yes.
See,
Would you
yeah,
like to
yeah.
would you like to be in Tommy and do the Ask the Queen? Thank you. You know, like, you know, Motormouth Maybelle, that's supposed to be a Black woman, obviously. Of course I'm going to do that. You know, yes.
But give you the opportunity for other things.
Give
And
me the opportunity. Yeah.
I just,
If they're,
what did I just see? Oh, yeah, I just saw that In the Heights. They are
yes,
culturally all over, every
all
single
over,
thing. And it was
everything.
amazing to see that. I just,
Yes.
uh,
I love to go to theater, and if it's a husband and wife or wife and wife or husband and husband, whatever, and it's a mixed couple and the children, you know, why not? That's reality.
yeah,
You know, unless you're doing something that's racially charged where you need that.
I get that.
We know that, you know, we know that you can't compromise the
Yeah,
entire
I
play,
mean,
but
that's like with Dreamgirls too. You know, I've seen it where one or two of them have been white women.
yeah,
I'm just, you know, and
yeah,
you know, but I don't think you're going to get the color purple without the color purple. So, and
exactly.
uh, and every time, and I've told you this before, I would love to see you do a Billie Holiday show. Just there's a couple great, you know. Did you see the one with Audra McDonald, which she did the?
Oh, yes.
I was like, Keisha needs to do this. Keisha needs to
That
do.
was fabulous. Last night I just did a Juneteenth
Yeah,
show, Frankie's, and I did the song from Harriet, Stand Up. It
oh,
was amazing. And then we did this Beyonce song called Freedom. And we opened the show. I was dressed like a slave. I had the head wrap. I had this piece of cloth around this beautiful gown I had underneath. And I started the song as if I was a slave talking about freedom. And then I took everything off and said, now that we're free because of Juneteenth.
yeah.
It was a great
Is it?
moment. I got chills my own self in the moment of doing that.
Yeah,
I got chills just realizing that I'm doing this. And I had an opportunity and a platform to like share that.
yeah. It had to be. I mean, yeah, exactly.
It was amazing.
I'm so glad about all of that. That's been a great wake up call for so many people.
Yes.
But tell me about when you went to open call.
Oh,
How did that start Palm Springs for you?
that started Palm Springs for me. Yes,
Tell
it
me,
did. And it
tell
was
me-
so funny because I didn't know anything about it. And one of the ladies at the dance team that my daughter was in, she said, have you ever done open call? I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. She says, oh, you need to look into it. I was like, okay, whatever. Well, that day, it was the last day to register. And I didn't know you had to register. I just called to say I want to do it. And they said, well, you have to register. I had to go down to Palm Desert. They said we close at 5. At 4:45, I'm filling out the forms and giving them the CD at 5 to 5. I made it. And then I got the call back that they wanted me. And they said, well, we might not want you to sing the song you're singing. I said, why? And she says, well, there's other songs. I said, no, I'm singing that song. Well, it was a country song. It was called A Broken Wing. Well, I think they kind of wanted me to sing something a little more ethnic.
Mhm.
I was like, your show is diverse just by having me in it. Calm down.
Yeah,
I'm going to sing this song and you'll understand. And this is my song. This is me. This represents me. It's called A Broken Wing. It talks about an abusive woman. It talks about her becoming free. Even though her wing might be broken, she's still going to fly.
yeah.
I said, that's my story. I lived through a serious abuse in one of my marriages. And so that song has always stuck with me.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I win for best vocals with that number. Because I didn't go there to perform. I went there to share a story. It's a
Well,
big difference.
see how that all just it play. So then from there, people
All of
want
a sudden,
who was
Bella
that
DeBall.
girl? Who was that
Bella
girl?
DeBall. Bella DeBall, hands down, my hero. Bella DeBall called me and said, listen, I don't have a lot of things for pay right now, but people need to hear you. I was there the night you won. You're amazing. Can you sing at this function? And I was like, actually, keep me on your roster for the functions. I said, I'd love to give the gift of song when you have a fundraiser. So, sure. So I started doing fundraisers with Bella DeBall. And through the fundraisers, other people would hear me and say, hey, I have a private party. Could you come and do the private party? Or a club owner would say, hey, could you, would you like a night to come sing here? And that's how it just snowballed.
And that's what you've been doing ever since. Did you?
And then the market tanked in 2008 with the real estate. And it was so funny. I'm right in the middle of open call. That was 2008. And my entire business crumbled. I mean, we lost everything. I mean, I had millions of dollars in the pipeline that needed to fund. Nothing got funded. No paychecks came in. And I'm supposed to go now do open call the day, right in the February, it's around February, March, right when everything was happening. Everybody's going helter skelter. Everything's shutting down. All the banks are closing. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm acting like life is just perky. Yay, Peachy King. And so after that, and Bella started calling me, and I said, I'm retiring. I'm done with this. I'm not going back. I'm not going to go back and do real estate anymore. I've done it long enough. And I said, you know what, Lord, I just need you to help me to provide for me a way to just sing and provide for me to sing. And thank God he did, and he has, and I've been singing ever since.
And that's, well, it's amazing. It's a great progression. You are definitely a product of, I think, a goal. And like you said, you weren't there to tell a story. It wasn't, hey, just look at me sing.
No.
For you, that was really important. And I think that says a lot about you. And you glow on stage. You obviously know that. And
I love to do it.
And you'd be walking down the street sometime downtown, like, oh, she's singing over here because it was outside. And that was kind of fun. Well, you have been with a lot of accolades. I mean, you, honey, have you won every award there is out here? Have you? If you haven't, they're going to create some more. I mean, you've got a star. Where's your star at? Where's the location?
On the corner of Arenas and Palm Canyon, right across the street from Kaiser Grill and
like
that general store. It's on the other side of the street from Zen.
Everybody needs to go there and just give a little bow down to our girl.
Yeah, take a little picture and send it to me. Say, hey, Keisha.
You got a Lifetime Achievement Award from, I think, Desert Sun. I mean, but you still got a lot of life left in you to show and get many more Life Achievements Award from every organization that there is out there, because
I'm just so thankful to still be able to do it. This time last year, well, I think you came that one. Didn't you come for my birthday, May 2nd? It was a couple years ago, just right during COVID, and we all had our mask, I think, and everything.
I was not able to make that.
I was so sick.
Yeah,
I was in a wheelchair, and they did the drive-by just because we didn't think that I was going to have another birthday, and so we really and my friends orchestrate this big. Jeff Hawker and others said, we want you to know we love you, and I said, well, I love you all too, but don't worry about it. They go, if it's not your last one, then great. If it is, at least you knew that we love you. And I was like, okay, we did that. And I mean, I fought that stupid disease. I fought so hard, and I've gained the weight back, and I'm just getting stronger.
That's great. I mean,
every day.
You are a survivor, and you're a fighter. You really are a fighter.
Yeah.
And everyone out there is rooting for you all the time. And I know that it's been a tough couple years there for you. But then in your life, you've got grandbabies. Grandbabies, how many do you have?
Okay, so 18-year-old and a 13-year-old, and then 18 months. No, 21 months, and then one on the way.
Oh, is that Weston? Is that his name?
Weston's 21 months.
He had his own little video you posted. He was just out there doing his thing. It's great. So do you love being a grandma?
I
I mean,
love that.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah, that's amazing.
And in 2 more weeks, I'll have Warren. Warren Benjamin is coming. She's gonna have another baby.
Oh my
So
gosh,
yeah, a week or two.
she is so beautiful, and
She's such a beautiful. She sings like, oh my
I
god.
remember you guys performing together at one of the band functions. I remember when
Yeah,
you're standing
she's
backstage. She's
just so
adorable,
amazing.
and
Yeah,
what a beautiful young lady. And
she's a
so
beautiful
you got
singer.
grandbabies, you've got children, you still got family, and then
Yes.
you have the love and adoration of course, Palm Springs. Who
I'll tell you what, I cannot tell you, I'm a very, very blessed woman. Uh, I have been able to do things in my life that I really wanted to do. It's and yes, I do think I perform well and I sing well. I mean, who I'm not. That's not being bragging. That's being like if you're an attorney, you say I'm the best attorney. I will get you out of your. I will take care of your claim. You know, I mean, it's the same thing with a singer. You say, "Come hear me sing," because I try to do a good job. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So every time I take that stage, I try to do a good job. I try to give a message. And I try to make you feel something, not just come and watch me sing a bunch of songs. Don't I look great? That's not what it's all about. I do have those filler songs where we just enjoy, but then I put those songs in there that I hope make you think
yep,
or make you feel something or make you feel happy. If you come into the establishment feeling sad, I hope you leave feeling great.
yeah.
That's always the goal.
Well, now that we're coming out of this pandemic, are you busier than ever? I mean, I see you all.
Thank God I am. I
That's
am.
awesome.
I'm
That,
so happy because I didn't think it, you never know. And it's, there's so many talented people out there in the desert. And, it's kind of a push and shove of trying to get in there to get a night, to get it. But I'll tell you what, the places that I'm at, the people that come out, they're so gracious. They know this is how we make a living.
yeah,
And so the tipping, people think tipping's a joke. No, it's not. Every couple bucks, every dollar, whatever, it does count. It does help. It helps us pay our bills. It helps us eat. It helps us keep going.
yeah.
So, people think that, oh, well, it doesn't matter. It does. And I appreciate it. That's why when people tip and I'm singing, I'm in the middle of a song and I'm going, thank you. It's from my heart.
Yeah,
Thank you. Like
absolutely.
that's just
Absolutely.
not, you're not just showing your appreciation,
Yeah.
but you really are actually contributing to our job. It's
And
part of our job.
all of the singers who were affected by this last, almost 2 years, it just, I'm so glad it's rebounding. I really am.
Yes.
And getting to go and see people. I'm still not there yet with the big crowds, but I'm getting there. But I really am appreciative of all the YouTube videos that I can see of people too getting
Yeah.
out there again and doing that. I love it. So you you changed your hairstyle what, a few weeks ago, am I right? Did you?
Every day.
No, did you? But you went like, you were like bald.
Oh, I did have, uh-huh. Okay. So, I, going through the treatments, I had lost most of it. And
Oh,
then Darren, my hairstylist, had been working on it. Like he gives me these oil treatments and massage treatments. And so my hair started growing and without falling out. That's the
yeah,
key.
yeah.
You can grow it, but with the minute you touch it, it would fall out. Well, I finally said, well, if that's the case, yeah, I go. So a lot of times I'll go, if I'm going to just run around town, I'll just go without hair pieces or wigs or whatever, and I'll just go natural with just the hair. But we did like a pinkish color, and now it's kind of like a weird blonde. It's brownie blonde. It's crazy.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You look awesome all the time, Keisha. Thank
Thank,
you for taking some time and chat with me this morning. I know we were a little early, but that's good.
that's awesome.
Please know I love you. I love you so much, and
No, I love you more. I love it. You know what? I honestly can say I love this town.
uh,
I love the folks in it. They've been so kind to me, even those that have not been so kind at first. You know what? Instead of me being ugly, I said, "You're gonna love me someday."
just turn that cheek. I
I
love.
go, "You just don't understand it yet. There's not. I'm very easygoing.
Well,
This is easy."
yeah. Well, I really hope anyone who has not, if is watching, who hasn't seen Keisha, I can't believe it's possible if you're from Palm Springs. But please check out. Do you have your own YouTube channel?
I don't. We were
You-
talking about it. We've been talking about maybe
Oh,
doing that. Right now, I just put what I do on Facebook, but there's a lot of things on YouTube that you can watch. If you go on YouTube and you type in like Keisha D and the Hearts of Soul, that's me and the band.
Yeah.
There's a lot of footage of us singing on YouTube with Keisha D and the Hearts of Soul.
Awesome. Now, are you anywhere regularly right now?
I'm kind of regular at the Roost and
Nice.
Hunters. The Roost and Hunters. I'll be coming up this Wednesday night. This Wednesday night, I'll be at. Will this show by then?
Don't know. Not
No,
by
okay.
Wednesday.
Never mind.
That's all right. Well, we know that you're going to be.
But I'm at Studio 111 quite often as well.
now
It's called 111 Lounge
111.
now.
They've changed that. I went in there a few weeks ago just to see what it looked like. Beautiful. And
You love it? It's pretty, huh?
It's a beautiful, and I haven't seen anyone perform there. So when are you going to be there? Is it?
Well, I have the again, like I said, I have this Wednesday coming up, which, but they'll put me in the rotation.
Awesome.
So you'll have to just check their website or check my Facebook page, and it'll say when I'm going to be there because it's really nice. But the Roost is indoors now as well, and oh my gosh, I just did that a couple nights ago. Those gentlemen were so wonderful. Yes, they loved every song. They sang with me.
Yeah, well, everyone loves Keisha D.
It was fun. It was fun, and I love them. So,
well, thank you for sharing some time with me today, and hopefully people who are going to watch this know a little bit more about Keisha D. I learned a lot today too, and I do know this though. I still love her more than I can say because she just is a joy to be with, work with,
thank you,
and watch. And you're a blessing.
Thank you.
You're a blessing.
Thank you for having me.
No, my pleasure. So everyone, we will see you the next time.
This is fun.
Thanks, Keisha. Love you, baby.
Bye.
Thank you.